What today is, you know what today is, you know what today is. It is the 18th of June 2025. There's news! Oh my god. Once in a lifetime occasion, flipping news drought is over. It is a big yes, because V72 got a kind of shadow patch. It was announced on the Dark Place, but not on Steam, because it only changes two very small things. There's just a couple bug fixes, maybe like crashes and stuff. There was a new log added, and the new log is Letter of Resignation. And it's positioned where Team Synergy log on Artifice was placed before, but it's been replaced, and now the Team Synergy log is found in Artifice in the cabin. And that kind of makes more sense, because obviously the bird doesn't spawn on Artifice. So the log reads, "This is Desmond, but I feel the need to keep a record, and none of us. A state where a person is awake but appears unresponsive to their environment, exhibiting abnormal movements, behaviors, and withdrawal." Okay, so he wasn't in a good state, right? He says he heard his father's voice in the air intake vent under the charger several days ago. He's referring to the one in the ship, just right here. "I wish he'd told us before the incident, but I'm liable to believe he's being honest, at least to himself. In this state, he'd be a danger to himself and others, so we've been reduced to a 3-man crew. A hard blow I'm afraid we can't afford." This is how Jess and Lucas recounted it. There was a scraping sound, of which they soon located the vent as the source. So that's kind of like the sound you get when an enemy's spawning in the facility, which is kind of interesting, because that suggests there might be an entity that spawns in the ship, which would be crazy, but you never know, because logs generally don't really match up with the actual game code. They took this as a sign of the ship needing maintenance and perhaps an oil change. Lucas went to grab the tools just to check. However, before he returned, the vent burst with a chunky red fluid with what were almost surely bits of bone and hair, which spread across the floor like the contents of a clogged toilet. So that's a very nice description. Fully emptying the vent, cleaning out the ship, and eradicating the stench was a challenge I wouldn't wish on anyone, especially with Sigurd trying to stop us. Now, the smell of bleach burning our nostrils is a relief. Why did it happen? I cannot reasonably entertain Sigurd's explanation that somehow his father was inside the ship. So that would explain why he was trying to stop them from cleaning it up, because I guess he thought it was actually his dad, which is kind of morbid. That's kind of freaky. Since when did the logs become so dark, bro? What the hell? He has always been quite imaginative, not to mention his current state. I believe the crew before us, or the crew before that, is simply responsible for attempting to avoid a fine, and the method was to hide their mistake. That would be really fun if that was a thing you could actually do in game to reduce fines, just hide them in the vent. The victims' remains have been dumped out, and we'll never identify them. It doesn't matter. As I stated, this is unsustainable. I have followed every step of the handbook. I have tried to make things work. I have maximized our efficiency. I have kept our morale in check, and now even I am wringing my hands. It's like this job is just designed to break me. I've done everything right. I've done everything I can, and still we would have to pull a miracle just to get back on track. The only course of action left is to do what I cannot, so maybe I will. I will hand in my letter of resignation personally. It's time to see who we've been working for. No, Sigurd, this is not our real job. Holy moly, title, reference, real job by Sigurd? What? Our work has just begun, and there is no way out but further in. So, that's the log. There's not much else significant, apart from the fact that now that it's on Artifice, it's kind of meant to be second to last one, I'm assuming. Obviously, there's the one which Zeke has said is going to get added, which is Sun, which is going to be the actual final log. And I think Sun will either be added to Artifice or Liquidation. And I guess it's obviously going to be something to do with his dad, because Sigurd's going on with the whole weird episode surrounding his dad, who throughout all the logs you just don't know anything about. He works on Titan, and that's kind of it. That's the news. As you can see, kind of big news. It's gone, my recording is 6 minutes already, which is quite a lot. Very minor patch, but very major news. Bye.